I'm of this small percentage of fight fans that feel that Iron Mike Tyson, former baddest man on the planet, can compete with some of the top heavyweights in the world today, and I'm not talking exhibition. Kill me, Barack.
Wait, wait a minute. Are we talking old Mike? Meaning not old 53-year-old Mike. Talking about old Mike of 99, 92, 93, 94. Which Mike are we talking about? The 53-year-old Mike or young Mike?
Well, there's no question that young Mike would have been a force to be reckoned with in this era. But no, sir. I'm talking about 53-year-old Mike Tyson today. An in-shape Mike Tyson has the ability to make his story. That's right, at 53 years old and win a heavyweight crown. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it, damn it.
I totally disagree.
Just the way I feel.
I totally disagree. First of all, even the prime Mike had to deal with guys like Lennox Lewis. I know that wasn't his prime, but I'm just saying guys like him, guys like Bo who can jab, guys like Evander Holyfield who beat him, who stopped him in the 11th round. There were guys who had Mike Tyson's number even when he was ferocious. So now to say that a 53-year-old Mike Tyson, even though I do believe that fighters back then, heavyweights, were a little bit more talented because they came up in boxing.
A little,
because they came.
A little.
They came up in boxing. Nowadays, I mean, not just because of nowadays, but you have these fighters who started late. So it just so happens that two of the top guys started very late, so they didn't have that young 8-year-old prodigy. They didn't have that kind of experience. So yes, those fighters are better technically, and that's why probably Tyson Fury is better because he started so young. But to say that Tyson can still compete now, even with these guys who started late and they're at the top of their game and they're young, that's far-fetched, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the sound of that. And yes, I would say Tyson Fury would be the toughest task. And I mean, you said it best. I'm not comparing the fighters of that era to this era because most of these fighters started at 18, 19 years old, including Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. And Anthony Joshua's getting better every fight. Deontay Wilder, we need to see him again against Fury to see if he makes any type of adjustments. But I think in the heavyweight division, which is based a lot on power, you have a Mike, they say power is the last thing to go. I do agree with that. Mike Tyson's shown that he still has speed even at this age, and this is just him getting in shape, maybe a couple of weeks or so. But a full 2 months, 3 months training camp, Mike Tyson to get ready, I think there's a possibility that early in a fight, he can be very dangerous. Now, I don't know going 12 rounds, if you could go 12 rounds with these guys, but I think early in a fight, Mike Tyson, even at this age, is dangerous for Deontay Wilder, for Anthony Joshua, for Big Baby Miller, for any of these heavyweights out there today. That's just my take on it. And listen, even if we exclude the top guys, Fury, Wilder, Joshua, what about all the other heavyweights out there? Dillian White, Chisora, you got Joseph Park, all of these guys. I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see Mike try to make a real comeback and try to make history.
Well, Luis Ortiz and Mike Tyson are the same age, so they need to fight.
There you go.
And my money's on Luis Ortiz. Now, I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan of old, and I love him, man, with all my heart. But no, man. First of all, you're talking about a 2 months camp. How do you know that his 53-year-old body can even withstand a 2 months camp? It would have to be some really light training, light sparring for him to really even get through that probably.
I mean, look, you might have a point there, but I like the idea of it. And I think Mike should keep putting videos out there on Instagram. I think maybe he should put something out of him sparring with some heavyweights out there. Get the engine oiled up. Get the people talking, and see if one of these younger guys, maybe even Shannon the Cannon Briggs, maybe they have a real fight in the ring and forget the bare knuckle or the exhibition. Let's make a real fight between two older heavyweights and let's take it from there. If we see Mike look like a savage and get past gets past Shannon Briggs, who's been training and actually fought in the last few years, maybe we can have that conversation. But I think all the talks about Mike Tyson and coming back and how he looks, it's all fun for the sport, and I love it.
Yeah, it might be fun, but we're all probably just jumping the gun because of his legacy. We see a six-punch combination, and now they put a video together where they show different clips of him hitting the mitts at different times. But it's not like we're seeing a whole round of hitting the mitts or even a whole round of sparring. So we don't know what kind of shape he really is in. Yes, he lost weight from the activity that he's doing, but just losing weight and looking good is not being in shape. So I don't want to jump the gun. How many times have we seen fighters come up and we jump the gun and call them, oh, he's the next Floyd, and then we get let down because we just go so quick?
I'm not jumping the gun. I want to jump the gun with Mike Tyson because he's not just some upcoming fighter. Mike is battle tested. But let's be honest, Barack. I know that those that head movement and those hooks and that stiff jab, it look good. It's been a while since we've seen a heavyweight punch and move like that.
You're right, but it always looked good. And then when it was at its best, he was battle tested, but some battles he lost. So there is a way to beat him, and even in his prime, there was a way to beat him. So I don't want to just put him up against. I don't want to disrespect the fighters of today and say that at this age he can beat these guys. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I didn't necessarily say he can beat these guys. I just feel like he can compete and possibly early be very dangerous in those fights, bro.